Welcome to Matematika. Today we're going to do the part 2 of 1.11a, equivalent representation of polynomial and rational expressions. In this part, we're going to focus more on polynomial division. In general, when dividing polynomials, where the divisor is not a monomial, we can use the process of polynomial long division. When we divide a dividend p of x by a divisor b of x, we can write the expression as the sum of the quotient q of x and the remainder r of x divided by the divisor. And the notation for this is p of x over b of x equals q of x plus r of x over b of x. Let's see this having in terms of numbers that we can see, not by just notation. So for example, you have 2x to the third power minus 5x plus 7 divided by x minus 1. Before doing long division, be sure you check the terms of the divisor and the dividend. Should first be arranged in descending order of exponents, and also in cases where there is no term corresponding to an exponent in the dividend or divisor, we can use a placeholder in term with a coefficient of 0. Placeholder in terms with a coefficient of 0. So in this case, 2x cubed, then the next is 5x squared. 5x. So the next term should have an x to the second power. So that is the missing term. What we're going to do is to have it written as 2x to the third plus 0x squared minus 5x plus 7. And our divisor is already in linear term. All right, so before doing that, be sure we are checking that everything is in order place. So we can start dividing. Let's have the sign for division and write down your dividend inside 2x to the third power plus 0x squared minus 5x plus 7. And then our divisor is outside the sign, which is x minus 1. The first step that you have to do here is to divide the first term of your dividend. So where is our first term of dividend? 2x cubed by the first term of the divisor. Okay? So the first term of our divisor is x. So if we have 2x to the third power divided by x, so our answer is 2x squared, right? That means we are going to put our quotient under the second term. At the top of the second term. So that would be 2x squared. Then you multiply the answer by the divisor. So 2x squared times 2 times x, that would be 2x to the third power. Then 2x squared times negative 1 is negative 2x to the second power. Okay? So what are we going to do? Subtract the product from the first part of the dividend. Subtract. So when I subtract this, the sign inside will be changed. Right? Bring down, okay? So I could cancel the first one right here. Then 0 plus 2, that would be negative this will be positive because we changed the sign. So plus 2x squared. Then bring down the next part of the dividend, which is a negative 5x. We bring that down. I have to make this bigger. Then do the process again. Repeat the first step. So our first term now would be 2x squared. We divide that with the first term of the divisor. So divide by x squared, 2x squared divided by x, that would be 2x. Okay, write down the 2x at the top of negative 5x. Then multiply back 2x times x, that will be 2x squared. 2x times negative 1, that is negative 2x. Then subtract. So when you subtract, the sign will be changed. So we cancel this out, one positive and one negative. So negative 5x plus 2x is negative 3x. Okay. Bring down the next part of the dividend. Our next part is 7. So that's positive, so plus 7. Then we do our trial again. We divide the first term of the dividend by the divisor. So the x is cancelled. We have a negative 3. Put that at the top of 7. Negative 3 multiply back is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 1, that's positive 3. Right? Okay. Then subtract. The sign will be changed. When it's preceded by a negative sign, it will be changed. Okay? So cancel this. 7 minus 3, that is 4. And 4 is our remainder. So how are we going to write down our answer? Okay, let's write down our answer here. 2x cubed minus 5x plus 7, and then divided by, we can rewrite that this way, x minus 1. The answer is 2x squared plus 2x minus 3 plus the remainder, which is 4, over the divisor x minus 1. Okay, that's how you write your answer. Okay. There is another way of how you do it. Sometimes, students doesn't like this stuff, having a lot of steps to do, and they wanted it. They would always ask, is there a shorter way of doing it? There is what we call the synthetic division. It's a shorthand notation version of a long division where only the coefficients are used. But sometimes there are some ways that we cannot use the synthetic division because somewhat like what is given is some sort of complicated. So we want to see which one is better to use, whether the long division or the synthetic division. Okay? So by doing this, let's say we do the same thing. this is the given, right? 2x to the third power minus 5x plus 7, we divide by x minus 1. Okay. Let's do this by synthetic. So we will write the coefficient of the terms in the dividend inside, then an upside down division table. Okay? So we reverse upside down of the division table. To find the number that goes outside, then in the table we set the linear equation. Okay, let's do this. So as I've said, we have some missing term here, right? This should be 2x to the third plus 0x squared minus 5x plus 7. So upside down the table. All right. To do our divisor, let's say I will rewrite this. Okay. We'll look at our divisor x minus 1 and equate that to 0. So that would be x is equals to 1. So we only need the coefficient. Okay? So I'm going to write down here inside 2, 0, negative 5, and 7. And our divisor would be 1. Okay? That's the setup there. So you don't see any x, you don't see any variables there. You only see numbers. Okay. Now, there are steps also. The first step that you do is that you bring down the first coefficient. Multiply the first number below the table by the number outside the table. So I bring down the first coefficient here. After doing that, I multiply 2 by 1. That means multiply the first number below the table by the number outside the table. So 2 times 1, that is 2. And write the result under the second coefficient. So what is our second coefficient? It's 0. So I will write the result here from the dividend. Okay? Then add the numbers in the second column. 0 plus 2, it's 2. Then repeat again the same process. 2 times 1, that is 2. I'm going to put 2 here. And then add negative 5 plus 2, that is negative 3. Okay? Then do it again. Negative 3 times 1, that is negative 3. Then add 7 plus negative 3, that is 4. So how are you going to write your answer? 2 is our first term, right? So, okay, I'm looking at where I'm going to write the answer here. So the answer would be 2, all right? The question is, what would be my exponent? If the given exponent is 3 right here, bring down 1 less of the degree. Okay? So 3 minus 1, that's 2. That would be your degree of your first exponent, or first degree of your first term. Then the next one is 2. So plus 2 x to the first power, because this should be in order. Then the next is minus 3. Then the last would be the remainder, 4 over whatever remainder we have, x minus 1. Or you could say 4 is the remainder. All right. That is how it should be. Okay, let's do this. We'll do a comparison of the two this time. All right. Okay, let's do some checking. 3x cubed, 17x squared plus 6x minus 26. Okay, no problem with that. Our divisor is linear, no problem with that. Everything is in order, everything is there. So what we're going to do is to write down the division table. Write down your dividend. And then divided by x plus 5. So use the first term divided by the first. So 3x to the third divided by x, that would be 3x to the second. And place it where the second degree is found, at the top. And then multiply back 3x squared times x, that would be 3x to the third, plus 3x squared times 5, that is 15x squared. Then subtract, that means you change the sign. Okay, cancel this out. 17 minus 15, that is 2x to the second power. Bring down the next term. So plus 6x. Then do the process, the same process. 2x squared divided by x, that would be 2x. So place that at the top where the x to the first power is found. Then multiply back 2x times x, that would be 2x squared. 2x times 5, that is 10x. Okay, subtract. Change the sign. Cancel. 6 minus 10, that's negative 4x. Bring down the next term. And then negative 4x divided by x, that is negative 4. So you have a negative 4 there. Negative 4x minus 4 times 5, that's 20. Subtract. Change the sign. So negative 26 plus 20, that is negative 6. This is the long division. So the answer here is 3x squared plus 2x minus 4 plus okay, this is minus. Since your remainder is negative, 6, my negative is at the top. So minus 6 over x plus 5. Okay. Let's try doing the synthetic division at the side. Okay, let's put the table upside down. And then do for our divisor, x plus 5 equals 0. So x is negative 5. Our divisor would be a negative 5. Let's list down the coefficients. So 3, 17, 6, and negative 26. Okay, the first term is to bring down the first coefficient. Then multiply 3 times negative 5, that's negative 15. You add 17 minus 15, that is 2. Multiply again, 2 times negative 5, that's negative 10. Then you add 6 minus 10, that is negative 4. Multiply again, 4 times negative 4 times negative 5, that's positive 20, negative 26 plus 20, that is negative 6. So how are you going to write down your answer here? Look at the highest degree. The highest degree is 3. So your first term should be 3, 1 power less, that is 2. Okay, 3 minus 1 is 2. Then the next one is 2 to x, then minus 4, then minus the last one is our remainder. So you can write that as x plus 5. That's it. All right. Okay, let's have some exercise. Write x cubed plus 7x squared plus 14x plus 3 over x plus 2 using the long division. Okay, it's long division. We'll do inspection before putting this in the division table. X cubed, x squared to the first. Okay, everything is good. So you divide, you write down at x cubed plus 7x squared plus 14x plus 3 and divided by x plus 2. Okay, everything is inspected. All right, let's do our first trial. X cubed divided by x. That would be x squared. So place the x squared in top of where the your dividend is having an x to the second power. Then multiply back x squared times x, that is x cubed. X squared times 2, that is 2x squared. Then you subtract. When you subtract, change the sign. So you cancel this out. 7 minus 2, that's 5x squared. Bring down the next term. Then make your divisor again. 5x squared divided by the first term of your divisor. That would be 5x. So 5x should be written at the top of 14x. And multiply back 5x times x, that's 5x squared. 5x times 2, that is 10x. Then subtract, change the sign. 14 minus 10, that is 4x. Bring down 3. Then make your trial. 4x divided by x, that's equals to 4. Place 4 at the top. 4 times x, that's 4x. 4 times 2, that is 8. Okay. I'm checking. All right. So do subtraction. Change the sign. Cancel. 3 minus 8, that's negative 5. So our remainder is negative 5. How are we going to write our answer here? Answer is x squared plus 5x plus 4 minus, that's the remainder. Or you could say plus minus. Okay, let's do this. Maybe you mess out like, okay, plus the minus of 5 over your divisor x plus 2. You can have an answer like this. Or you could do directly like 4 minus 5x. 5 over x plus 2. You can have that. Okay, let's have this. rewrite 2x to the third power minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 1 over x plus 1 as the sum of quotient and the remainder, that is the remainder fraction, using the synthetic division. Okay, synthetic. So we need to check the terms if they are arranged in descending order and there are no missing terms. So in other words, if there is, then we write a zero coefficient. Here, everything is in order. We have no missing term. Okay, 2, 3. All right. So the exponents are 3, 2, 1. All right, it's been checked. Okay, let's do this. So we invert the division table. We have to get our divisor like x plus 1 equals 0. Then our divisor would be x will be negative 1 here. So how are we going to list down our coefficient? 2, then negative 3, then 4, then negative 1. All right, so we bring down the first, which is 2. So 2 times negative 1, that's negative 2. Then add negative 3 plus negative 2, that's negative 5. Negative 1 times negative 5, that's positive 5. 4 plus 5, that is 9. 9 times negative 1, that's negative 9. Negative 1 plus negative 9, that's negative 10. Okay. So the number below is our where we pick up our answer. Okay. Now, all right. So I'm going to start writing the answer. 2x. What's our higher degree here? 3. So 3 minus 1, that is 2. You have to always, if the degree is 4, 4 minus 1, that's 3. So since the degree here is 3 minus 1, that's 2. 1 degree lower. Then minus 5, x to the first power, plus 9. Then minus 10 over our divisor, x plus 1. That is how you got your answer. You can check by multiplying, doing a long multiplication of this by multiplying 2x minus 5x plus 9. You multiply it with x plus 1, then minus 10. And if you will get the same thing by expanding, then you want to check if you're having the right answer. You want to check. You can do that by checking. Okay, let's have another one. I'm trying to pull out some question here. Okay, this is number 2, then we have number 3. Okay, determine an appropriate what method for dividing the following expression. Let's say this. 3x to the fourth minus 6x cubed plus 19x squared minus 8x plus 20. You divide by 3x squared plus 4. Wow. The numerator has 5 terms. The denominator of the expression is not linear, and it cannot be factored, like 3x squared plus 4. We cannot factor that out. Therefore, long division, we cannot have synthetic division here because that is complicated. We have come out with a fractional divisor. We can do that, but it takes time. What we want to do is to have it in easier way, right? So I think the appropriate here is using long division to evaluate. So the first thing we do is to make sure that the terms are in descending order. So 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, correct. They are descending. No terms are missing. The dividend is not missing any terms. So the divisor is missing an x term because we have 3x squared plus 4. So we need to add the 0 term so that the divisor would become 3x squared plus 0x plus 4. It should be both the numerator and the denominator. So we are now ready using the, I have more space here. Long division, 3x to the fourth minus 6x cubed plus 19x squared minus 8x plus 20 divided by 3x squared plus 0x plus 4. Okay, let's get ready. First term to first term. 3x to the fourth divided by 3x squared. So what we have is x squared. Okay, where is the x squared here? 19x squared, that is where you write your answer at the top where the x squared is located. It should not be at the top of 3x to the fourth. That's not the way it should be. So 3x squared times x squared, that would be 3x to the fourth. X squared times 0, that would be 0x squared. X squared times 4, that is 4x squared. Okay, subtract. When we subtract, change the sign. Okay, be sure sign should be changed. So negative 6 plus 0, that's negative x. Oh, this is x cubed. All right. Negative 6x cubed. 19 minus 4, that is 15x squared. Bring down the next term. So let's do this. Negative 6x cubed divided by 3x squared. Negative 6 divided by 3, that's negative 2. X cubed divided by x, that's x. So we are going to write down the negative 2x at the top of negative 8x. Multiply back. Negative 2x times 3x squared, that is negative 6x negative 6x cubed. Negative 2 times 0, that's negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times 4, that's negative 8x. Okay, let's subtract. Change the sign. Cancel. 15 minus 2, that is, this is 0. Mess out. 15 minus 0, that's 15x squared. Negative 8x and positive 8x, that is 0. Right? So we cancel 2 stuff here. Bring down 20. Okay. So 15x squared divided by 3x squared, that is 5. So put the 5 at the top here. 5 times 3x squared, that's 15x squared. 5 times 0, that is 0x. 5 times 4, that is 20. Subtract, change the sign. Everything is cancelled out, and that is 0. So you have no remainder here. Your answer is x squared minus 2x plus 5. When you divide 3x to the fourth minus 6x cubed plus 19x squared minus 8x plus 20 divided by 3x squared plus 4. Okay, let's do this. Let's have this another example. Say this is 4. Negative x to the fourth plus 16x squared plus 2x divided by x minus 4. Okay, so you are asked which of this determine the appropriate method for dividing. Is it long division? Is it synthetic division? Or is there another way of doing it? So if we try to look at those terms, we're trying to look at if we can factor out something there. Because I can see that there is a common term. Maybe we can factor out x, reduce it. So this will become, okay, I'll put the x, negative x outside. So that I have a positive x cubed. Then this will be minus 16x, then minus 2. Then you divide by x minus 4. So this should be how it should be looks like. Can we factor out, because this is can we factor out the trinomial? So the resulting trinomial cannot be factored out further, making the algebraic manipulation or more difficult. Okay, let's have this. Let's use synthetic division. Synthetic. Because we're having okay, we're missing out. Okay, so in this case right here, we'll do synthetic. I'm trying to figure out if we can factor out. So that means our dividend is negative x to the fourth plus 16x squared plus 2x. So is there a missing term? There is, right? We don't have a constant value, and we miss the x to the third power. So that means we could rewrite that as negative 4x to the third plus 0x cubed plus 16x squared plus 2x plus the constant, which is 0. Okay, let's do the synthetic. Write the table upside down. Our divisor is x minus 4. That means it's 4. So we write 4 right here. Then we have okay, hold on. I think okay, I'm trying to figure out where I get the 4x cubed. Sorry for that. So this is a negative x to the fourth. All right. So our coefficient there is negative 1. Then we have a 0. Then 16. Then we have 2. Then 0 for the constant. Okay, bring down negative 1. Negative 1 times 4, that's negative 4. 0 plus negative 4, that's negative 4. Negative 4 times 4, that's negative 16. So 16 minus 16, that's 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 2 plus 0, that's 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 0 plus 8, it's 8. Okay, the degree of the quotient is 1 less the degree of the dividend. So in other words, if our dividend has x to the fourth power, then we're going to have 1 less degree. Then it would become, okay, I'm going to write the answer here. It would become negative x cubed, since our coefficient is 1. Then we have a negative 4x squared. Then we have a 0x. Okay, so x is missing. That would be 0. Then go straight to the constant. Okay, I'm going to write it here. 0x. Then plus 2 plus 8 over x minus 4. We write it in the right way, simplifying. That would be a negative x cubed minus 4x squared. Disregard now the 0x. Plus 2 plus 8 over x minus 4. And that is how your answer is. All right. For that long division. Okay, I'm still looking for more values here. Okay, let's do this. What number do we have? 4. Let's do this 5. 4x squared minus 24x plus 36. You divide by 2x minus 6. So I'm looking at the order. This is correct. So with the denominator. But we'll try to look at if we can, there is a greatest common factor in our numerator and in our denominator. So 4, negative 24, and 36. 4 is common. right? So we can take 4 out. This will be x squared, 24 by 4, that is 6. 36 by 4, that is 9. In our denominator, we could factor out by 2, then x minus 3. If we can see something that can be factored out, can be simplified, do it. Before doing the long division, try to do that. Okay? So we can cancel out the 4 and 2 by having 2. But we can factor out the numerator, x squared minus 6 plus 9. That's a perfect square trinomial. 3 and 3. X minus 3 and x minus 3. Okay. And over x minus 3 right there. Alright, so what would be our answer here? We cancel out. Our answer is x minus 3. So I'm looking for more example here. Oh, this is not the final answer because there is still 2. So the final answer, that's why I'm looking at it. So the final answer is 2 times x minus 3, or you can have as 2x minus 6. Okay. That would be the final answer. All right. I was looking at where is the missing term. All right. Let's do this. 4x to the second power plus 6x minus 8 over 2x plus 3. What do you think? We can have a common factor in the numerator, but there is no common factor in the denominator. So 1 here, we can use the long division. Okay, I think that we have a shorter way of doing the long division. The term is in order. So 4x squared plus 6x minus 8 divided by 2x plus 3. So first term, 4x squared by 2x, that is 2x. Right? 4 divided by 2 is 2, x squared and x is 2x. So we have 2x right here. 2x by 2x, that's 4x squared. 2x by 3, that is 6x. And then subtract, change the sign. We cancel out everything here, bring down negative 8. So we have negative 8 by divided by 2x, that is 0. We have the answer right away. 0 by, so 8, 0 minus 2x, that is 0. 0 times 2x, that's 0. That's negative 8. So your answer, actually, it's not a long division as to that. 2x plus or minus 8 over 2x plus 3. All right. So I will be doing part 3 of this content because it's taking time to um, doing the long division and the synthetic division here. So all we can say, when we divide polynomials using long and synthetic division, we first check if there is any missing terms in the dividend and divisor. If there is, then we should add a 0 coefficient in its place. Then we follow the steps in how we're going to divide. As well as in synthetic division, we set up by writing the coefficient of the dividend in an upside down table, using the coefficient, then using the steps in doing that. Okay, in the next video, we'll be doing the remainder and the factor theorems for the part 3 of the content. So all I can say is that if I can do it, so can you. Please don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Thank you.